Hello everyone, this is Tina Karagulian. I wanted to tell you that I just did a video a second ago and I accidentally hit this music button on my computer and it completely drowned me out. So maybe that was, so I wanted you to know that this is actually take two. And so I think it's pretty important to know that that was a mistake where it really didn't help, but it was done. And so I'm revisiting this topic with you because there are times when you do make a mistake and it's out there. You can't walk away from it. You have done the best you can, and you can do no more. And it's admitting maybe that I can't work on this right now, maybe a piece of art, or I can't do something that I used to be able to do in life. And these are two, this topic is pretty broad, but I'm focusing on a mistake you can't walk away from that maybe you had put out there. And even with your best intentions and your redirections, it's not maybe going to be clean, neat, or pretty. And sometimes these are the lessons that are the hardest, but they stay with you and you learn from them. And good things eventually come from a redirection. So I had something happen to me this week where I worked on a project for a very long time, and I did the best I could, but I had to abandon it, and it was very painful for me to be able to say no to a yes that I had said yes to at one point. And I think sometimes you have to admit when you are out of your resources for now, and say, I'm going to put a stop to something I can't do anymore, and give myself time to find the new path again, And I think when we are in that liminal space, that in-between place, maybe between doing your creativity in one way and switching gears, let's say, you, like Matisse, had lost his sight and had difficulty with painting, and then changed over to collage as an easier resource, as another way to channel his creativity. And I wonder what that process was like. I think it was his eyesight. I could be wrong. And there again may be inaccurate information I'm giving you, but the point is redirecting yourself when you say, I can't do that anymore. How do I do this next step in my work, in my life? How do I do that? And sometimes it means stopping, pausing, letting your breath breathe you and give you a chance to reevaluate the next step. And it could mean looking at a pattern of your life and saying, I'm always making this mistake, and I want to make a different choice here. And honestly, needing to maybe grieve that in your heart and then move forward and say, what, I'm going to create anew. I'm going to listen to how my body is guiding me in the next step. So for me, it means, can you allow the simple joy of your creativity to come through and not try to do other things? To really dive deep into your creativity. Letting go of belief systems that say, no, I have to do all this other stuff. And maybe you did for a while. It's a whole new world now for all of us. It's a new time of exploring who we really are as creative beings. And really letting your soul, your inner muse, your breath to guide you, your body to guide you, and say, what feels right now? What feels right now? And part of that is a solitary path sometimes. Sometimes it means gathering with groups where you discover new things and you share some of that. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is an inner journey where you're, that in this world but not of it, where you're maybe, you're bringing your art out in the world in a more unique way that's just yours. It's not done in any other way anywhere else, not in a traditional way. And to embrace that, give time for that, nurture that, and look at how your mistakes can guide you in a new way. My son is an artist as well, and I always told him there could be incredible happy accidents, that suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, I ruined the painting, and then all of a sudden it goes in a whole new direction. And that's how some of my abstract pieces have guided me, where it was much more intuitive, and it was saying, no, feel your way into this painting. Where does it want to go? Maybe it's not coming from an idea anymore. It's coming from something deeper inside of you, maybe from your soul, from a place that normally doesn't have words. And then you're moving in that direction. You're feeling your way, you're sensing your way, you're allowing the colors and your art to guide you. Maybe it's allowing a story to be told through you without the blueprint, if you're a writer. And say, what would that be like for me to really free fall into that space, into this new space where there is no blueprint, where, guess what? When you don't follow a blueprint, you have more mistakes. It's much more of a trying this on, let me try that on until something starts feeling right. And then the pattern and the rhythm eventually starts making itself known to you. And maybe there isn't a pattern until way later, but it's really learning for yourself. When is it a mistake for me? And when is it an opportunity to go in a new direction? And how fast can I discern that? Or as slow as but giving it attention. It doesn't matter how fast or as slow. It's giving it attention and noticing. I have learned that sometimes I have to simplify my yeses, things I say yes to allow the creative yes to be louder for me, to give it time to emerge. And sometimes the mistakes come in the form of things don't work well all of a sudden, and you're like, I don't know how, like my first video that I just did. And I've had to learn to be okay with the mistakes. In my inner heart process, I have learned the pain of being vulnerable in life, in my creative work, and putting it out there. And also knowing that it's okay if it's not always up to snuff. It's my process. And because I believe in that. I believe in my creativity. I believe in this incredible gift that's been given to me to bless through what I create. And it blesses me in the doing of it. And that's how I know it's a yes for me. And there are times you can follow someone else's model for doing something like your art or your writing, and it doesn't jive anymore. And that's okay. And there might be pieces of that's the foundation for you, but you want to go in a new direction, let yourself, and see where it takes you. And it might not look pretty in the beginning, and that's okay. You might be stumbling for a while on the canvas, on the paper. Allow that, see where it takes you, and notice when it feels right in your body. Let your breath breathe you, guide you. From your fellow human. Do the best you can. Take one step at a time. Pause if you need to. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Until we meet next week again at 11.